Alright, well, shall we carry on, friends? We have another troll to go through. Let's see. Again, we're on volume 11. And let's just click through all this stuff. You know what? I just noticed clicking through that there wasn't like big yellow letter friendship in that opening dialogue. Like, that might be the first volume that's happened. I just realized that. All right. Okay, so now we're doing Lynera next. Lynera Scalby, and I'm kind of afraid for this. So like, again, look at this. When I'm not hovering over Lynera, she like looks perfectly innocent, but there's that knife gauge above her, so she's only at like 1 out of 5 knives here. But then when I hover over her, she looks scary and is 5 out of 5 knives. So I feel like this is gonna go from 0 to murdery very fast. I'm terrified for all of our lives. Let's jump in and try to make friends with her. You've had such good luck making friends lately that you feel almost popular. We have 21 friends. How can we, like, not feel popular? unless, like, we just have, like, this bottomless pit in our soul that can never be filled. Which is depressing. But, nonetheless, you've had such good luck at making friends lately that you feel almost popular. But at the same time, you feel a strange sense of loneliness that new friendship doesn't seem to penetrate. Maybe being the only one of your species light years away from home is starting to catch up with you. Or maybe you're starting to understand why popular kids in movies sometimes seem so sad. Yeah, maybe she just has a knife collection on Baron, who knows. I don't need friends, I've got knives! A number of trolls now like you, but do any of them truly know you? What you wouldn't give to hang out with someone you have a real history with. Someone with whomst you don't have to do the introductory dance of, yes, I'm clearly an alien. No, I don't know what's going on. Someone with whomst. Whoever wrote this really likes the word whomst. I appreciate that. We should well, for those of us who are on Kaza streams, we'll have to remember whomst as a spelling bee word in case that comes up one of these days. Mental note. Someone with whomst you could reminisce about old times. Someone you've hung out with more than once. Right now, you're on the outskirts of town, and the rocky outcrops surrounding you are familiar. You're pretty sure that the entrance to the Brooding Caverns is around here somewhere. Oh, right, the Brooding Caverns. We've been there before with Branya, if I recall correctly. Her heart beats a little faster. Branya yes, we got it right. Branya lives close to here. And talk about history. You two know each other deeply from hanging out once, and then seeing her again in her ex-mate Sprit's hive. That's right, we've seen Branya twice. Perhaps we will see Branya thrice. Plus, you have a phone now. You have the power to text first. Yeah, she just likes to cut some bread, make sandwiches. Bread knife, bread knife. You get out the phone Connell gave you. Look at you go, reading an alien language and operating alien technology just fine. Does it make sense that you've learned how to read a new alphabet in weeks without anyone teaching you? Why, yes, I think it does. Not really. Boo! Lousy narrator. I think it makes perfect sense. That's how brains work. It's immersion, see? It's immersion. Not really, but maybe your struggles with Spanish in high school were just a fluke, and you've been a secret linguistic genius this whole time. Branya texts you back immediately, giving you directions for how to meet her in the caves. You head down, but before the Jade Blood Hive is in sight, a troll emerges from the shadows. At first you think it's Branya. You freeze mid-wave when this new troll steps into the light. Branya doesn't wear glasses, and she has never glared at you like that. Oh dear. Bump the audio up a little bit. Yuka's Frostbite from Homestuck Volume 7 and 8 with Cherubim? Oh, interesting. I like this. This has a bit of a frosty quality to it. Oh, there's the synths. Alright, bump the audio back down. That should be good. Oh man, I like the vibe of this tune. This is great. This is good stuff. Also, I'm noticing we've got the knife gauge up here now. So 1 knife out of 5 is happy, and 5 knives out of 5 is probably death. Alright, let's see. It's you! I remember you! You were down here a few weeks ago, bothering Branya and distracting her when we almost had a Lucis stampede. Ouch. Is that really how Branya has described your adventures together? Maybe it's silly for something that small to hurt your feelings when another recent friend nearly got you killed in Clown Church, but you'd like to think you and Branya formed a real connection. She never made you feel like you were bothering her. A real connection? Is that why you think you can just come down here and text her? Holy shit. Is Lynera reading Branya's messages? Does Branya know she's been doing that? That's messed up. Oh god, we're at 2 knives now. Oh god. Oh god. No, this is not a good trend. That's none of your business. Branya and I are best friends. I'm just looking out for her. She has a lot of Jade Blood responsibilities and doesn't need anyone shifty coming in to disrupt her. You have to wonder if Branya would agree with this statement made on her behalf, and you sure would like to see her in person and confirm for yourself. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Why don't you tell me? What is the nature of your relationship? Oh god, oh Jesus Christ, 3 knives. I'm, like, already scared for us. Why should I allow you to hang out with her? As your text message so boldly suggested. Bluffing has saved your ass in some bleak situations before, but you could also go on the offensive here. You're concerned about Branya's privacy now, and as her friend, maybe you shouldn't just look the other way. This is Murder Progress Bar. Yes, we have a visual of how close to murder we are getting. It is handy to have that. I kind of wish we had this in like all circumstances in life. All right. God, I really like this tune. I'm like, this is a bop. It's such a bop, y'all. Alright, so we could make wild claims about your friendship with Branya to save yourself, or we could say, what right does Lynera have to creep on Branya's phone? Let's go first with make wild claims. You and Branya go way back. If Lynera is unfamiliar with your history, it might be because your friendship with Branya predates hers. And actually, part of why you texted her today was because your close friendship has recently been getting a little red, you could say. Branya needed someone to step in and fill in the hole in her blood pusher left by Elward, after all. Considering the changing nature of your relationship, Branya has been even more protective of you than usual lately. Oh god, we're at 4 knives now. Wow, that pose is scary. Lynera doesn't seem impressed by your astute cultural knowledge, nor does she look intimidated. Her glasses reflect opaque in the murky cavern light as she takes a step closer. Her claws, you've just noticed, are very sharp. Get knifed, bro. Branya is very protective of those she pities. You've got that much right. If you're telling the truth. And I don't know that you are. Maybe she would want to protect you. Oh no, we're at 5 knives. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. If she knew that you were here. Oh fuck. You fucked up. If Lynera intercepted Branya's phone, then Branya has no idea you reached out. And you can be disposed of, with none the wiser. Oh no. Look what you made me do. You have no idea someone in a skirt that long could move so fast. Oh god. Wow. I think there is zero ambiguity about the fact that we definitely definitely got murdered. We have been murdered to death. Cause of death. Killed by murder. Knife to meet you. Pro tip, don't get killed more often than you have to. Ah, yes. Let's take that advice, shall we? Alright, well that was the clearly incorrect choice. Let's move on to the clearly correct choice now. What right does Lynera have to creep on Bronya's phone? You puff up with all the self-righteousness you can muster. The nature of your relationship with Bronya is between you and Bronya, and you're not doing anything suspicious by wanting to see your friend. In fact, it seems a lot more suspicious that Lynera is trying to intercept anyone who messages Bronya. What possible reason could she have to justify that? Well, I never. As I said before, I am Bronya's best friend. I take our relationship, I mean my responsibilities as a friend, very seriously. You press the issue, narrowing your eyes and crossing your arms over your chest. Her responsibilities as a friend, huh? Sounds kind of fishy. Fishy? Are you serious right now? Oh god, we're up to 4 knives now. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We gotta calm her down. Are you really coming down here making fish puns like some kind of sea dweller? That is so suspicious. Who knows what Bronya decided to show you when you tricked her into trusting you? Not that we have anything to hide, but who knows? If you're at all associated with sea dwellers, then we have a pretty big problem on our hands, don't we? You've heard of sea dwellers by now, but none of your friends have talked about them that much. Mostly you've gathered that they dwell in the sea. You don't know why it would be extra bad for you to be one of them, but it's clear you need to backpedal. Before you can try to disown your choice of fish-related phrasing, Lynera advances on you. Obviously, I can't let you talk to Bronya now. You're way too suspicious. I think you and I should have a private conversation instead. At least your life is uneventful when you're unconscious. Oh no. Okay, so I guess the choices were get murdered or get knocked unconscious. And, well, we've gone with the lesser of two evils, haven't we? When you come to, you're sitting on a chair with your wrists tied. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you realize that you're in a smaller cave than the big open caverns that led to the Jadeblood Hive. Alright, well, I'm taking a look around the room here. Wow, this is lovely. So, there's a giant spiked club with various bloodstains on it. That's wonderful. There's other blood on the floor. There's what appears to be an Iron Maiden over in the left corner. There's handcuffs. There's an assortment of troll skulls. And there are drawings of Bronya over here, and something that got erased on the chalkboard. There's still some hope. Maybe this is her sex dungeon. I guess there could be that. There is that. That's not wrong. Oh, goodness. All right. A light switches on, and you can see that the cave walls are lined with bookshelves, and there's a desk in the corner. There are books and notebooks and bulletin boards with what looks like outlines and study guides pinned to them. And in front of you is Lynera, holding a knife. Combination sex and murder dungeon. Oh god. Oh good, you're awake. Hey, she's down to 3 knives now, so she's like chilled a little bit, but not terribly much. This is my study cave. Study cave, I was not expecting it to be named that. In the Jadeblood Hive, it's harder to concentrate because the people break the rules and I get irritated, so I come here to do homework. That's all, just homework. Oh, the 4th knife is in her hand. Oh, thanks, non-binary. Oh, I can't dispute that. When you take a second look at the bulletin boards, you see that a lot of what Lynera has pinned up are pictures of Bronya. There are a few pictures of Lynera and Bronya together, but it's mostly just Bronya by herself, and even a couple blurry photos of Bronya and Elward. Oh, that's creepy. What are you looking at? Oh no, we're up to 4 knives now. There's nothing to see here! She brandishes the knife in your face, and okay, yeah, sure, now she and her gigantic knife have your full attention, and you are not looking at her creepy Bronya shrine anymore. I brought you here because your messages to Bronya were highly suspicious. I don't know you, and I don't trust you. You could be trying to see Bronya for nefarious purposes, so I brought you here to vet you. Now, we can talk about what your real intentions are. So, you're definitely going to die in this cave, held captive by an unhinged Jadeblood who was convinced of your guilt from the moment you dared to text her best friend. That kind of sucks. You tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. You had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Oh, come on, stop playing the victim. If anyone is the victim here, it's me. I try so hard to be there for Bronya as her best friend, but she doesn't even... Oh, she's down to 3 knives now. Lynera stops abruptly. You see her lower lip start to tremble before she turns her face away from you. The sharp tip of the knife, pointed at your throat, droops a bit. Its dejected swing takes it dangerously close to your navel, and you try to subtly lean backwards in your chair. Lynera interprets the noise of distress that escapes your mouth as a noise of sympathy. It's fine, though. Really, it's fine. Oh, we're down to 2 knives. She's lowering, she's lowering. Our friendship is great. I wouldn't change anything about it. It's fine as long as she doesn't have any other friends. Because I'm her best friend. I should be the only one she needs. Lynera's knife is now completely lowered, pointing at the floor. That gives you some hope. She seems to have forgotten about her Sea Dweller suspicions. Maybe if you can keep her talking about Bronya, the whole stabbing notion can be taken off the table, and she might even let you go. You rack your brain for all the knowledge of Alternian relationship dynamics that you've managed to compile during your time on this planet. Best friends. They have a special word for that, right? You tell Lynera that you're sure Bronya doesn't need anyone else. If she and Bronya are Moirails, then Lynera must be very special to her. What? I never said we were Moirails. That's not even the quadrant that I want her in. Never mind. How dare you make that How dare you make assumptions? Oh, 3 knives now. Hello, knife point again. Oh, shit. All you meant to say was that you thought her relationship with Bronya was probably fine. You figured they must be in a quadrant together because you're a clueless alien. You're bad. I get why you'd think that. Oh, it's probably so obvious that... Oh, we're back down to 2 knives now. Oh, it's probably so obvious that my feelings for her are very red. Lynera hangs her head and her shoulders shake. Tears roll down her cheeks, dripping onto her crisp shirt collar and the knot of her jade green tie. I know I don't have a chance. She doesn't think of me that way. I'm her loyal friend and second in command. We're losing progress, no! That's all I will ever be to her, no matter what. And I try to do a really good job at being her best friend. Because, oh, we're down to 1 knife. We're back all the way down to 1 knife. Because what else can I do? If I'm her best friend, then at least I'm still in her life. At least I mean something to her. Maybe it's the fact that Lynera's knife hasn't come close to any of your major arteries for a hot minute, or maybe it's the tears. Either way, you feel sympathy encroaching on the monopoly that abject terror had previously maintained in your brain's economy. You've acted as a verbal sounding board, or a sympathetic ear for some of your other troll friends while they dealt with crises of various kinds. Slipping into the role of therapist for someone who's holding you hostage at knife point is a new one for you, but unfortunately, it's not that much of a stretch. Seems like young trolls on Alternia have to deal with these heavy life issues by themselves, feeling so alone that they're willing to turn to an alien stranger to help them work things out. Then again, Maybe life is that grim and isolating for human teenagers too, and you just never noticed before. Maybe everyone's too mired in their own shit to look up and realize that the Moo Beast fecal matter is waist high for everyone around them too. Moo Beast fecal matter. Yes. You clear your throat and speak with as much consoling gentleness as you can muster while your head still throbs from where Lynera knocked you out. It seems like trying to be Bronya's best friend isn't making Lynera very happy. Of course it isn't making me happy. Oh no, Two Knives, she's elevating again. I can't keep her from having other friends no matter how hard I try. And she's amazing, so of course everyone wants to be her friend. Including you, apparently. Uh-oh, Three Knives. You barely even had a chance to miss that knife before it's waving around again. Yikes! Your friendship with Bronya is nothing like her relationship with Lynera. You don't count as any kind of competition. Bronya is one of many friends to you, and while you cherish her and support her endeavors, you appreciate the joy and fulfillment that can come from having many different friends instead of depending on a single person to meet all of your emotional needs. Sounds fake! Why would I ever want any friends besides Bronya? She is my whole world! Oh no, we're at Four Knives now. Okay, but it seems like it's painful for Lynera to be relying on Bronya to be her whole world when Bronya isn't doing the same in return. Has Lynera ever talked to Bronya about any of this? No, never. I'm terrified to tell her how I feel. Being her best friend feels awful. This doesn't feel like you're really her best friend, but we're down to Three Knives, we're going back down. But losing her would be so much worse. I can't take that risk. But if Lynera never talks to Bronya about her feelings, she'll always be unhappy because she wants more. Oh, thanks, Heterosapiens. Ah, life-giving water, nectar of the gods. Even if she thinks that it's unlikely that Bronya feels the same way, maybe open communication with her friend could help Lynera process her feelings and move on. Thanks, non-binary. Oh, thanks, Bug. You know that Lynera has a big heart, or blood pusher, and many fine qualities, and she doesn't deserve to be stuck in this unhappy, unrequited relationship purgatory forever. Wow. You really think I have fine qualities? You try very hard not to think about the glint of that knife. Sure, Lynera has positive qualities. She seems loyal, and well-organized, and studious, and caring. Some troll out there is going to want the same kind of closeness from her that Lynera is looking for, and she owes it to herself to take actions that could lead to happiness instead of being stuck in a sad situation forever. Good advice. I don't know. Maybe you're right, or maybe you're wrong. But I don't want to move on, even if I know I should. I just want to be with Bronya forever! Lynera crumples to the ground, dropping the knife and sobbing into her hands. It's hard to watch someone in this much distress and not want to help them. But, on the other hand, her misery has distracted her, and this might be your only chance to try and escape. Alright, so we have a choice to make. Let's go ahead and save here. Okay, do we attempt comfort or do we attempt escape? Let's try attempting an escape first. You look around to see if there's anything within reach that you could use to free your bound hands. On the desk a few feet away, you spot a spiral-bound notebook with a nasty-looking edge on its binding. You scoot your chair over, doing your best not to make any noise, but Lynera is too busy wailing to notice regardless. You get a hold of the notebook and saw through the rope on your wrists. It was so hard to watch her and Elward together. Elward doesn't deserve her. She was so mean. I know she's a cerulean, but I swear if she shows her face in the caverns again, I will go straight for her primary spurt artery. It's a good reminder that Lynera is dangerous. You saw faster, and success! Your hands are now untied. Lynera's back is turned to you while she gets up from the floor, and you take a quick look at the notebook in your hands. It seems to be a carefully annotated and organized scrapbook/diary chronicling Lynera's friendship with Bronya. On the one hand, it's a bit creepy in the context of how you're still held hostage by the person who made this, but on the other hand, it does pull at your heartstrings. You keep a firm grip on those heartstrings because you've still got to get out of here. When Lynera turns back to face you, you leap from your chair, brandishing the scrapbook in front of you like a shield. If she comes any closer with that knife, you can destroy this scrapbook in an instant with your acidic spit. That's right, your alien anatomy has destructive powers that can vaporize Lynera's precious Bronya memories in seconds. No, you can't! What are you doing? How dare you touch that book? Oh wow, she spiked up to 4 knives. For a terrifying second, you think she might lunge at you, but then Lynera steps to the side, giving you a straight shot to the cave exit. As you scuttle away towards freedom, you remember your phone. Lynera took it from you when she knocked you out, and you don't know how you could possibly get another one. No way! I'm not giving you anything you might use to contact Bronya. I won't have— oh no, we're at 5. Oh no. I won't have you messaging her behind my back and trying to replace me as her best friend. It seems like nothing you said when you were tied up had any impact on her at all. Maybe forcing people at knife point to be your therapist doesn't result in quality therapy. You still feel bad for her, but it's time to break out the big guns. If Lynera doesn't return your phone, you will find another way to reach Bronya, and you'll tell her everything. Not only the lowdown on Lynera's stalking and kidnapping tendencies, but also the truth about how Lynera feels about her. Lynera gapes at you. Her eyes fill with tears again, but she hands over the phone. I can't believe how cold you are. I thought that maybe we were bonding, that maybe I could start to trust someone other than Bronya. But you didn't mean a single word of all the things you said. Lynera's face twists and contorts between rage and grief. When you make the phone/scrapbook trade, she drops the knife in her other hand and clutches the scrapbook to her chest like it's one of the wrigglers in the Jade Blood nursery. You don't feel guilty for doing what you had to do to escape unharmed, but you can't help but wish that you had been able to actually help her. It's clear to me now. Bronya is the only friend I will ever have. Oh, wow. Well, we escaped with our lives that time, so it's not as bad as the other bad ending, but we also didn't end that situation well. Not on good terms. Yo, how's it going, Riri Recursive? Happy Saturday. Aliens! Alright. There's one more option to go there, and is the obviously correct one. And that is to attempt comfort. You remember what you did for Polypa when she was upset. Sitting in a chair with both hands tied behind you doesn't make for ideal shoosh-papping conditions, but maybe you can approximate the gesture? Oh yeah, the song Frostbite by Toby Fox, featuring Marcy Neighbors. Indeed. It is a bop, it is a good jam. Maybe that's why I like this jam so much, is because it is a Toby Fox jam. Lynera is huddled crying on the floor, and you think you could maybe get close enough to lean your knee against her back or something. Hopefully that would be interpreted as in the same way as the classic palm to cheek move. You inch your chair closer to her, but you lose your balance and wobble and then topple forward. Lynera's discarded knife is right there, sharp edge ready to plunge right into your incoming soft body, but then Lynera moves quickly and grabs your chair and saves your life. Oh shit, that was a close one. You really could have died. She stares at the knife with huge round eyes, clearly shaken up by your near-death experience just now. Considering how often you nearly die these days, you feel more blasé about it, but you're glad it's having an impact on her if it makes her rethink the whole kidnap and stab thing. I'm so sorry. I don't want you to actually die. Well, that's reassuring. I saw what you were doing with that chair when you fell. You were trying for the traditional seated frond hinge shoosh-pap because I was upset. It was very kind of you to try to console me. I never really thought you were a sea dweller, you know? Maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Oh, we're at 0 knives now. I just noticed that too. We're all out of knives. Lynera sets her jaw with conviction, and with one slash, cuts you free of your bonds. You get to your feet, stumbling a bit because your leg fell asleep. You can't believe you're getting out of the situation without any blood loss. You feel positively elated about this turn of events, but Lynera still looks sad. You're free to go. You must think the worst of me after all this. Well, you're not going to lie, this wasn't the best start to a friendship you've ever had, but horrifyingly enough, it also wasn't the worst. You feel for Lynera, and you want to show her how a real friend-making aficionado gets out there and meets people. You think making new friends could help her feel less clingy about Bronya. We stole all her knives, that's right. Like a true friend. Oh, you would really do that for me? I'm not so sure about new friends, but you do seem to know what you're talking about. You don't know where to go with Lynera to teach her how to make new friends. She is probably a bit too uptight to enjoy the music clubs you've been to, and you don't think that trolls studying in the book hive would take kindly to a lot of loud, friendly conversation. You decide to go to the cafe that Elward introduced you to. Oh my gosh, what if we actually end up introducing Lynera to Elward, and Lynera and Elward actually end up, like, dating each other? That would be wild. And, like, melodramatic, because Elward is Bronya's ex. So, like, oh my gosh. Love triangle, perhaps? Thankfully, they're not having excessive bodily force poetry night, since you're not sure that would be Lynera's scene. There are a number of ceruleans here, but you also spot a few indigos and teals and a cluster of defiant-looking olive bloods with some yellows, all sitting together. Oh yeah, it was a girl in the cafe, wasn't it? But whatever. The crowd is overall less pierced and undercutted than it was when you were here with Elward, and the vibe is laid back, with all the trolls just sitting around and quietly chatting. You order the drinks, already taking for granted your newly acquired skill in reading troll language. Lynera is fidgeting when you sit down with her. This may come as a shock to you, but I don't get out of the caverns very much. I don't have time. There's so much to learn about jade blood life and troll reproduction. And Bronya needs my help to maintain order. It isn't very often that I have to, interact with trolls of other blood colors. You're not sure what's making her uncomfortable, the trolls around here that are lower than her on the hemo spectrum, or those that are higher. You've worked out by now that jades are right in the middle, so maybe Lynera identifies with neither the haves or the have-nots. From what you remember, neutrality is a big concept with the jades. You assure Lynera that it's natural to be a little nervous. Most people feel like they're stepping out of their comfort zone when they make a new friend. If there's one thing you've learned about Alternia's resident friend-making expert, it's that terror and embarrassment are par for the course. But it's worth it in the end. I'm not nervous or embarrassed. I don't know. Everyone seems disorganized and suspicious and untrustworthy and unknown. You have to bite your lip to keep from laughing. It's not even funny, it's just that Lynera is hissing all her words and leaning in towards you and glaring at the rest of the room, and the overall effect is weirdly endearing. Like someone put a 1950s school uniform on a feral cat. Oh my god, what a description. Before you can try again to reassure her, a new troll ambles up to your table. She looks friendly, and that's a friendly amble. She's wearing glasses and carrying a book bag and has a teal symbol on her chest, so she might be a nerd like Lynera. This could be a good new friend match. Nuffrin. Who's Nuffrin? I don't think we've seen Nuffrin yet. So for those of you who are knowledgeable about the upcoming trolls in Hiveswap Friendsim, if you know Nuffrin, what kind of personality does Nuffrin have? Like, I'm just curious, what kind of voice should I try to implement for Nuffrin? For those of you who are in the know, just curious what the opinion of the brain trust is. Give Nuffern a voice. Perfect, Raver Recursive. Excellent. That is a helpful suggestion. You know, a voice that's a real voice, like. A voice that's real voice-like. Alright. I'll tell you what, I'll just start with like kind of a neutral voice. And then as we learn more about Nuffern later, I will adapt. Give Nuffern a new friend voice. Like, you guys are jerks. I love you all, thank you. Alright. Troll voice, oh yes, okay, perfect. Hi guys. I think, well actually Nuffern would probably be female, right? Because this is an all-girl cafe, so. Hi guys, I think I've seen you around before. Do you also study at the Book Hive? You open your mouth to invite this new friend to sit down, but before you can respond, Lynera interjects. That is not any of your business, is it? Why would you even want to know? Obviously, anyone who goes to the Book Hive to study goes there for peace and quiet. So why would you think that you can bother us just because you've recognized us from there? Okay, jeez. My bad, never mind. See you around never. And just like that, a golden opportunity for friendship has gone up in a puff of smoke. What was Lynera thinking, being so rude? Doesn't she want to learn how to make friends? I changed my mind, okay? Oh wow, she's up to one knife. There is no way I could be friends with any of the people here. I don't know them, not like I know you. You're surprised to hear that Lynera feels so positive about you when she was ready to stab you an hour ago. That's friendship. She takes your hand in both of her hands, squeezing your fingers tight. I know we didn't get off to a great start, and that's my fault, but I can make it up to you. We're friends now, and we'll be friends forever. And I will call anyone who ever thinks about trying to fuck with you. This is not quite the lesson you had hoped to teach her about making friends, but maybe with her fierce loyalty and possessive streak spread out between you and Branya, Lynera can be a little more low-key about being a friend to you both. The determined look in her eyes and the ominous glint of her glasses doesn't scream low-key, but change doesn't always happen overnight, and you believe in second chances. You believe that Lynera will be capable of healthy friendship someday. Oh, hi Copper, how's it going? Just got back from shopping. Wonderful. What were you shopping for, if it's not too personal of a question to ask? Also, happy Saturday. It's good to see you, Copper. Yay! We just made another friend. Victory! Boom. All right, well, we have made 2 new friends today. Look how sweaty we are, though. Like, we are not at all nervous about this friendship. Oh my gosh, and the way she's like looking at us is a bit unsettling, but friendship is unsettling, isn't it? No, it's not. Or is it? It can be, and then it can't. Food! Well, food is wonderful. Food is a good thing to be shopping for.